Elisha said, borrow some pots. He says, do it and get some empty vessels. Now I want y'all to hear this one. He says, borrow some pots. Here's what he said. Watch the sequence. Watch how this works. Elijah said, borrow some pots. And when you borrow the pots, this is for you, Evelyn. When you borrow the pots, go home and shut the door. Now, why would the prophet tell the woman to get all the pots and shut the door? Well, that's not hard to figure out, Sister Watson. Watch it. That's not hard to figure out. I'm going to tell you why. There's some stuff that God tells you to do that seems so absurd that other folk can't handle it. But Bobby Stipp, this one's for you. Watch this. There's sometimes you got to, when God tells you to do some stuff, you got to close the door and don't talk to nobody. Because, see, if you talk to folks, folk will discourage you, Darletta. Folk would discourage you. You keep on talking to folks, and folk will base their conversation based upon their faith, not your faith. God told Elijah, tell that woman to go home, close the door with she and her sons. Don't talk to nobody. Because the neighbor will say, child, what you doing? What are you doing? What you call you mean you ain't got but some oil? And what you going to do with all these pots? God said, tell them to shut the door, Michelle. And the second reason why Elisha told her to go home and shut the door is because, watch this, is because it was time, Miss Ola, for prayer and praise. I know I'm into something today. There are days, Miss Cassie, the only thing you need to do is pray and praise. See, some folk think you crazy when you owe a whole lot of folk and you stand up there talking about praise the Lord. They say, what's wrong with you? Here you are in church, run up and down the aisle, praying and praising God, and you know you got some bills when you walk out this church. But one thing about prayer and praise brings deliverance. Listen. Now watch this. Come on up, Reverend Costa. I'll be through in a minute. You come in for the closing. Watch this. Watch this. Listen. The next thing is the widow never complained